The Sunshine State living up to its name today in Florida's capital city, the site of tonight's ACC softball matchup. Start of a three-game series between the NC State Wolfpack, seeking another ranked road win, and the 18th ranked Florida State Seminoles, trying to creep their way back atop the ACC standings.
Down and change up, so going to be important for the Wolfpack to see the ball up, let the ball get deep in the zone, and just try to hit line drives.
Ensley with the grounder over to shortstop. That's where Issa Torres is occupying the number 6 position, and she fires it over to first for the first. Here's Danley's 1-1. This one going opposite field and will fall in front of Kaylee Harding for a base hit. Certainly wants this Wolfpack team, one of the core fundamental pieces to this year is to get back to the fundamentals, yes, but be a more well-rounded team. Torres trying to turn the double play, and she does so. 1, 2, 3, go the Wolfpack. 6-4-3. There's another 3-2 by Wyman. This one skied to shallow left field down the line. Tori Ensley is there to collect, and Mudge is retired. Tallahassee native really making the most of her freshman year in her hometown. And she gets beamed and will take the stroll over to first base.
More than anything, but Wyman doing a good job on these right-handed hitters, getting that pitch in.
This one floated into shallow right field, and that is caught by Taylor Ensley. 2 away for the Seminoles.
And that's even 6-7 mile an hour difference sometimes is hard to adjust to as a hitter pitch to pitch.
This one, Edenfield, nice job of getting the hands inside. Strikes that one up the middle for another.
Both players that had so much speed throughout my career.
You being one of them.
Oh, please.
You can hold your own on the base paths. I'll tell you what, when you get a base hit, Alex, I know you can definitely. Runners now in scoring position after the pass ball. Wyman gets Ross to ground to second base, where Lambrick is, and that will retire Florida State. 2-1 pitch. This one grounded over to Torres, who's gotten a lot of action so far early in this game, and she is sharp over there at shortstop.
Screen, they're pretty telling too of her confidence out there on the field.
3-2, Goodwin lines it right over to Devin Flaherty. Right there in prime position. It's been a little high as Goins grounds this. Torres dives to her left, collects, scoops, and fires it over to first. Torres is hot with the glove.
And was able to channel that kind of competitiveness in us as players as well, but
Janai Kerr rips this one past the glove of Taylor Ensley in right. That goes all the way to the wall. Kerr's rounding second, heading for third. She will get in there sliding. A leadoff triple for number 4. Program that is trying to get back on the right track. This one tattooed by Torres off the wall. Kerr tagged at third. She will score, and Torres slides into second. It's another base hit for the Seminoles, and it's the first run of the ball game. Noles take the lead 1-0 on the double off the wall by Torres.
Piece of hitting by Issa Torres, takes that pitch, borderline belt high, elevated in the zone, right down the middle, and just drives it the other way. This is what you do on a pitcher that's up and down in the zone. You want to see the ball up just like that.
Last Florida State with the first run. Waycaser now. This one Goins gets to. She gets going to track that ball down. Torres heads back to second.
It's so hard to beat them, so you just have to try to find ways to minimize their production.
Flaherty grounds this one right back to Wyman. She will go right to first as Torres advances to third. And certainly coming off the loss to Texas here.
No matter who it is.
Mudge only gets a piece of it, and Wyman is there for the bouncer and limits the damage to only 1.
These pitchers where they are with their skill level, with their experience out there in the circle, and experience is often the best teacher. We all know that. And so it's been tough to make those kind of changes.
Opposite field base hit. Falls just inside the right field line for Michelle Tarpey. So it does a great job of not relying on what has happened last year or what maybe where they were before. She does a great job of recognizing where her pitchers are and meeting them at.
Stay close to the knees there, get some ground ball production, let her defense work behind her.
Greg Hyde rings up Smith. Danley catches the outside corner and gets the strikeout. One away.
Pretty.
And the top of your order, too.
Absolutely.
Ensley lays down the bunt. Danley right on top of it. Flaherty covering at first, from second to first. Gets the out, 2 away.
That they get to share out there on the field from the same family, but just kind of how they disclose information.
Oh, she was way out in front of that off speed.
I don't think Tori.
Opposite field, gets through the infield into the outfield for a base hit. 1 run scores, second coming to the plate, and safe is Lambrick. Wolfpack get 2 on the base hit by Taylor Ensley. Ross.
Taylor Ensley's gonna let that ball get deep. That is in the other batter's box, borderline so off the plate, but Ensley does a great job just letting it get so deep in the zone, driving it the other way. 3-4 hole action there.
Come into this game 9th in the ACC in runs, 10th in batting average. Trying to find the gaps, and here's another gap hit. Hasler finds it into the right center field gap, and another run crosses the plate, so a little 2-out magic for the Wolfpack. And the lead grows to 3-1.
Well, hitting is contagious, and especially when you have 2 outs like this, you're gone right off the bat. So Ensley gonna easily come around to score. But Hasler doing a great job just continuing the momentum shift. Ensley's fired up. She knows that that was big, and you've got to continue to tap.
NC State does have 2 ranked wins, both away from home. This one by Insko is into the gap to the left center field fence. Coming across third is Hasler, and she's gonna make it in. 4 runs with 2 outs. Extra bases for Insko. And the Wolfpack putting on a show here in the 3rd inning.
Madison Insko gonna take this pitch right down the middle, and that's where you cannot miss against a team like NC State. We know they've got the power. They're leading conference in several offensive categories here. And just continuing to take pitches right over the zone, deep into the park, especially when you're playing in like that. You've got your outfield shaded. It's okay, I'm gonna put my best foot forward and know that I'm dying trying.
3-2, jams Goodwin. Harding having a tough time with the sun in her eyes, even with the shades, but she does come down with it. But it's only the 9th appearance for Feckel, and she walks Beecham. Beecham on board for the 2nd time. Both of the times she has walked. Pitch low in the dirt. Beecham's going to take off running, and she beats the throw by Hasler. Throw was a little off target and a little high, which allowed Beecham to slide in. Has the most at-bats of any Florida State hitter, and she takes a hold of this one, hits it hard, just inside the left field line. Beecham rounds third. She will head to home and score.
And Kaylee Harding takes that pitch right down the middle and gets her hands extended and says, okay, I see what you guys can do on balls right down Broadway. I'm gonna do the same. Drives that one right down the left field line. I'm surprised she didn't get to second. I think she got held up a little bit on first. To Wyman too for these Florida State hitters. It's gonna be mostly up and down in the zone.
And swings and misses, and Insko fired up to get the powerful Michaela Edenfield. Ross pokes this one over to first base, where Tarpey is, and she will tag the bag, step on the bag at first. 2 away, and Harding goes to second base into scoring position. Chops this one over to second base, where Lambrick is there, and NC State, for the 2nd inning in a row, limits the damage. Only 1 run for the Seminoles. They have
Only pay.
Goins It's to center field, and it falls in front of Kerr. Did not have enough speed to track that ball down, tailing away from Kerr, and another base hit for the Wolfpack to lead things off here in the fourth. 3-2 by Reed. This one skied to center field. Kerr hanging out on the right side of center field, so she's in great position for that fly out. One away here in the fourth.
And when you talk about being outcome oriented, yeah, you can get frustrated, but you got to stick to the process.
Lambrick skies this one on the infield, and Flaherty, waving everybody else around her off, just gets into the outfield to make the pop-up. Lonnie Alameda really wants to see McKenna master and incorporate more. She gets the pitch high in the zone, striking out Smith to retire the side. And this one ripped into center field. A diving stop by Goins, although the ball gets away from her, and Torres 2 for 2, and both of those hits are doubles.
And one that she's going to lean on, especially when she's behind.
Changeup's definitely one of her go-tos, and there it is again, right back to the well.
If the ball's hit here, this is where we're going to line up. So a lot of different conversations needing to be had.
Flaherty grounds this one right through the center, but no runs will come across the starting. Mudge, slapper over to Insko. They're going to cut off Torres at third. Now in a rundown, Torres has nowhere to go, unfortunately, and she will be tagged out by Insko. Mudge ends up at second base, so Florida's as if it was a punch
that's
out.
Tough.
Not yet, though. 3-2. Now it's fourth ball, and I had to make sure I paused because Craig Hyde again had a reaction as if he may have gone to a strike three, but he did not.
Well, and I like Travis out here.
T-Will, one of the best in the business. Harding skies this one, drives it over the head of Ensley. Bases loaded, here come runs. Flaherty scores, Mudge coming across the plate. Everybody's coming home. Beecham as well. Harding clears the bases for the Noles.
Kaylee Harding gonna let this ball get deep in the zone. That one going down as well, but goes over the knees. Coming in the zone, Harding takes advantage, sees that pitch immediately out of the hand. Love the opposite field power there. Flaherty easily going to come in to score. Mudge easily going to come in to score. I thought Beecham was going to get held up for a second, but she's going to come in to score too. Base
here in Tallahassee. Edenfield shot off the glove. Goodwin couldn't get a hold of it. Edenfield ends up at second as Autumn Belvi crosses the plate in for Harding on the base paths, and the Noles tack on another one. Hard ground ball to third base, gets by Goodwin, and the Noles get their sixth run of the game.
And Goodwin gonna try to come up with a backhand down the line, but gets stuck kind of on the base there. Edenfield does just enough to get the ball by her. Comes into second. Look at the little whoop, whoop.
That's a little bit of a late slide from Edenfield. Just grounded out both times. And this one hits her on the thigh, just above the knee, and she will shake it off, trot over to first by Isa Torres.
That's what happens when you're winning.
Kerr doesn't go around. This ball gets away from Hassler, and Florida State, both their runners advance.
In the defense.
Kerr does not bite for this one. This one well outside and low. And now the bases are loaded once again for the Seminoles. Good job of holding off Florida State from advancing, but Florida State's just really, really good. But Torres pops this one up on the infield, and 3-2. Ensley lining this one out to right field. Autumn Belvi is taking over for Kaylee Harding out there in right. For Florida State on Taylor Ensley, 2 for 2 tonight. Swing and a miss. Reed gets Ensley to go back to the dugout for the first time. 2-2 from Reed. Hassler floats this one over to the foul area, but Ross quickly high stepping it over to the area. Gets the out and retires it. Waycaser grounder to second base. Lambrick, easy put out, 4-3. That's the first out.
If you're Florida State, what you don't want right now is Wexelman kind of setting in to some kind of groove here and getting
The drama.
right.
It's all part of the beautiful game of softball. Flying to center field, Goins tracks that one down, 2 away. And back to the top of the...
From her, and when I say power, I mean balls over the fence type of power, but we did last weekend.
Hey, speaking of which, she is not gonna quite get it over the fence this time. Had a moment there. Alex, I think you may have said something that inspired much. You may have heard it from up here in the booth. Not quite enough though. 6-4 Knowles after. NC State could use a little bit of that right now. There's a nice little piece of hitting line drive power. Mudge goes to her left. Collects that ball, holds Insko off to a single, but a leadoff hit for the outfielder, providing more speed on the base paths. Goodwin at the plate, driving this one to deep center field, and it's out of here. Hannah Goodwin delivers the goods for NC State. And we've got ourselves a tie ball game. 4th home run of the season for the junior.
One that Reed does not get underneath and up in the zone. Gonna come in belt high, and you can't miss belt high over the white against a team like NC State. They've got so much power. Goodwin driving that one to the deep part of the park. That was a bomb.
Of course, it's gonna be a challenging weekend all weekend long for these teams. This one, pop-up single that finds its way into the outfield. Popped up, foul, left side of the infield. Beecham right underneath it. Get the first out here in the 6th.
Want to make sure you're attacking, but Reed in the circle, you don't want to miss on that pitch
Lambrick
over the zone.
lining this one to Kerr. She is right there in center field. Fires it right back over to first, but back in time is Goins. So Skies takes over, or Sykes takes over here for Smith. Swing and a miss. Reed gets another strikeout. We pointed out earlier she has almost a 500 batting average with runners in scoring position, so I think she just likes to hit in general. And she still is not getting anything to hit too much as she draws her 3rd.
That a leadoff batter reached base, whether it was a walk or a hit, they've come around to score.
Swing and a mix. Wexelman gets the big strikeout.
Process oriented here, so I just start thinking pitch to pitch and how can I be successful? How can I drive a ball hard?
Infield grounder over to second base, over to second for one. Double play for the Wolfpack. 4-6-3.
And let everybody else at home have opinions.
Tori Ensley skies this one to deep center field, but Janai Kerr playing deep. Gets right under it with no issues. 1 away. You said in the 3rd inning.
That's why they get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
And we get paid to speculate.
Fly ball by Taylor Ensley down the right field area. Drifts into foul territory, but Kaylee Harding. Another 1-2. Swing and a miss. Reed retires NC State in order, top of their lineup. A big moment for the Noles. You got to be, that forces you to put things more over the plate. 3-1, and Ross draws a walk here to start things off in the 7th.
Michigan State can capitalize on this opportunity here, getting the leadoff runner on. That'd be huge.
So outside, Ross takes off running, head of steam, and she is in at second base. Now 20. Her check swing, called strike 3. Not even an appeal down to third base. Kerr cannot believe it. And she will go back to the dugout. And
so he's going to say that Janai Kerr came around and offered on that swing.
this will be the best angle you
And
see.
the
She's
rule
not even
is
close.
that her wrists are going to have to break. The bat coming through the zone, he's going to call her.
Torres drives this one deep to right field. It's got carry, and it's out of here. Home run, walk-off win for Florida State. Isa Torres. 9-7 Seminoles in walk-off fashion. The freshman, her third hit of the night, delivers in the clutch moment. 8-6 game set.
Isa Torres gonna go the distance here on that pitch. 1-2 in the count. She was behind as well, but gets that pitch over the middle of the zone, gets her hands extended beautifully, and that's how it's done.
And what was a back and forth game the whole night, in the end, Florida State's power and their offense delivers again. It has bailed them out in a lot of games. It has been the difference for this team. And that reliable batting order up and down the lineup does it again for the Seminoles. And Isa Torres, her third hit, all of them extra bases.